welcome to Massive Late Fee. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Massive Late Fee. My name is Mark. With me as always is my girlfriend, Carol Staccato.
What in the actual fuck? Staccato?
Yeah, you're Carol Staccato.
No.
If we get married, you'd be Carol Staccato, because my last name, as everyone knows, is Staccato.
What is wrong with you?
It's an Italian name.
We're not Italian.
No, I am.
No, you're not.
You'll be Italian by... Oh, what do you mean I'm not Italian?
What is happening?
Forget about it.
He's lost his mind.
The show can't continue until you do your catchphrase.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. It's been a good week here. It is April 5th, 1997. I'm liking it now. I didn't like it at first, but I'm liking 1997.
I'm happy for you.
Saying 1997. It has a little fire to it, you know?
When you say it like a freak, it does, yeah.
97.
You know that this isn't like the riff, right?
What's the riff?
You know what the riff is.
The riff's 101.1, though.
Yeah. I'm saying...
No, the funny thing is like, you say this is not the riff, and then I say, what's the riff? When I do that, I'm speaking for all of our listeners that do not live in the Metro Detroit area that have no idea. It's a local reference, everyone.
It's a heavy,
rock station.
Yeah, like harder hitting stuff.
With Arthur Penhowell.
Yeah, and there's
saying
a dude
101, baby.
It sounds like that.
The riff. Yeah, that's what he sounds like. He's one of those old time, like late 60s, 70s disc jockeys. It's just like, wow.
I think that you're auditioning to be a disc jockey every time we make one of these tapes.
Do you know?
I do.
Well, I've got a hell of a CV,
right?
For being a disc jockey. What have we done? Like 158 episodes?
I've lost count. I know this is the 4th year.
Yeah, we're in year 4.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, technically, well, yeah, it's the 3rd season. But it's the 4th year, I guess. 94, 95, 96. Oh, no, it's the 4th season. You're right. Mm-hmm. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, we have completed 3 years.
3 years.
Of doing tapes.
That's right. And now we're into year 4. That means we'll hit episode 200 this year. What do you think about that? What does your stomach think about that?
Could you hear that? Oh, my God.
I could hear it.
So embarrassing.
I could hear it loud and clear in my headphones. I wonder if they could. Could you hear the tiny animal just crying to escape?
Shut up.
From Carol's throat?
Oh my God.
Oh, well, from fun to suicide.
Suicide.
Do you remember? Suicide is painless. It brings on many changes.
What in the fuck is happening?
You're not familiar with that?
No.
We'll get sued.
That sounds awful.
Do you know the TV show MASH?
Yes.
How it goes?
Yeah.
The lyrics to that, the song is called Suicide is Painless.
Oh.
The lyrics to that song are, suicide is painless. It brings on many changes, and I can take or leave them if I like.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. That's pretty disturbing.
You know what else is disturbing? The person that wrote the lyrics to that song
killed himself?
No, there was like the one of the producers. It was like his 14-year-old son.
Oh no.
He's like someone wrote the lyrics for they had the tune. Someone wrote the lyrics for it I believe it was for the movie, either movie or a TV show. I don't remember. I think maybe it was the TV show. And the producer, I can't remember his name. He was like Alan Ladd or something like that. Didn't like the lyrics. He's like, these lyrics I don't like them. They don't fit. And he's like, the song's melancholy. He said to his son, the song's melancholy. It should be like a melancholy song. And so he wrote. He thought of the phrase "suicide is painless," and he just wrote that song.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good for him, I guess.
Yeah.
As long as nobody actually killed themselves.
Well, some people actually did kill themselves, though, Carol. If you remember the Hale Bop Comet cult. Remember we were talking about Hale Bop?
Yeah, kind of.
And yeah, well, apparently a cult got together and said, you know what? Let's fucking kill ourselves when this comet comes around.
How did they kill themselves? Did they jump in front of the comet?
They had a bunch of... You didn't hear about the story? Jumped in front.
Wow, that was such a delayed reaction. Like, the fuck? So this just proves you don't listen when I talk.
Well, I half listened, and then I processed it. Oh, my God. They bought a telescope, though, hoping to see the spaceship that they thought the comet was ushering in. The spaceship that was going to take them to heaven. Or some alien planet or something, I don't remember.
Wow.
2 months before they killed themselves, the Heaven's Gate cultists bought a $3,645 computerized telescope to study the spaceship they believed was shadowing the Hale-Bopp comet. A week later, they were asking for their money back. The refrigerator-sized telescope wasn't showing them the spaceship, they complained. Quote, they called and were very frustrated. They said, well, gosh, we found the comet, but we can't see anything following it.
Wow.
Mike Fowler, an employee at Oceanside Photo and Telescope, said Tuesday, Colt Leisure... He's got his leash around everybody, yes.
I see.
Cult leader Marshall Applewhite and a member named John Craig paid the money with a credit card for the state-of-the-art Schmidt. Well, this is good product placement for them. For the 1x200 Schmidt Cassegrain telescope on January 30th. They don't know much about astronomy, they said. Yeah, they didn't. But yeah, they thought that for anyone that doesn't know, the Heaven's Gate cult thought that there was a spaceship following the Hale-Bopp comet that was going to take them to heaven if they killed themselves while they were wearing sneakers. So
wow.
They were wearing sneakers.
Wow.
They drank some poison and died.
What kind of sneakers were they wearing?
I believe it was not Adidas, but I believe it was Nike. Maybe.
Adidas? Are you serious right now?
What?
Adidas. You freak. I swear.
This is mostly for me, this story. This is a very brief little thing here.
Okay.
But the comedian and Saturday Night Live alumnus Chris Rock is going to perform at the Fox Theater on April 25th.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyone want to go see Chris Rock? Chris Rock's very funny.
I'll go see Chris Rock.
Yeah, he's a very funny comedian. He's kind of up and coming, and yeah,
cool.
It's kind of a physical comedian, likes to get physical.
Does he?
Sort of like he moves around a lot.
Let's get physical, physical.
With Olivia Newton-John in the audience. He's like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do his voice.
That did not sound like...
I thought about doing his voice, and then I just noped out of it, right in the middle of it.
You did what now?
I said nope right in the middle of it.
Okay.
But you know what I'm not gonna say nope on, Carol?
What?
Detroit's first microbrewery.
Ooh.
Have you heard about...
What's a microbrewery?
Microbreweries.
I know what a brewery is. What's a microbrewery?
Well, apparently a microbrewery is like a regular brewery, but smaller.
Okay.
Hence micro. No, it's like so in a brewery they make beer.
Right.
Well, in a microbrewery they also make beer.
Tiny beer? Little tiny bottles?
It's like a Willy Wonka style. No, they make it only in the one location. So it's like the bar will have a little brewery in the back. Like instead of like hundreds of vats or whatever, they'll have like one vat where they make their own beer that is specific to that location.
Okay.
And they sell it. So it's like bathtub gin. It's like making your own home brew, but it's attached to an establishment, so I guess people put a little more faith in it.
I don't know. I don't think that I'd want to go pay for somebody's version of a home brewed beer. That sounds kind of sketchy.
I feel like you can get botulism from improperly
You
made
feel
beer.
like that?
I don't remember if that's the case or not, but I feel like that's right. Anyway, Detroit's first microbrewery serves up a roaring good time.
Holy shit, why?
It's in the Lions facility.
Okay.
No, it's not. On a recent Friday evening, beams the light poured from a building on Joseph Campo that had been deserted for more than a decade. Couples made their way up the street as valets attended to a stream of cars. Inside, the crowd was deafening as it celebrated Rivertown's gleaming new eatery and drinkery, the Atwater Block Brewery. Hoist your steins, mateys, and toast another fine reason to come downtown. What do you think? It's called the Atwater Block Brewery at 227, which is 22 funny. Joseph can't, or is that 237? I have really bad eyes. Let me see. It is 237. 237 Joseph Campo. Not as funny. In Detroit. So if you're in the Detroit area and you want to try some Atwater Block brew, go to the Atwater Block Brewery.
Well, I guess now I'm going to have to wait a little bit and make sure there's not another follow-up story about people getting botulism before we try it.
70 die at the Atwater Block Brewery. No, I'm sort of interested in it, but like you, I'm kind of like, What are they going to do? Is it local flavors? Are they using that water fresh from Lake Erie?
Ew, or the Detroit River, even worse.
Right. The Rouge.
Ugh.
Yeah.
You never go anywhere near the Rouge. Like, that is the most contaminated water. I almost fell in once.
Oh, my God. You would have melted.
Right? It was one of the most frightening moments of my whole life.
You know how on The Simpsons they have those fish with the three eyes?
Right, yes.
That's what the Rouge River is. It's three-eyed fish central. Anyway, I got one more story here, baby.
Okay.
And then we're going to get into what the fuck we came here to talk about.
It's like Newsweek.
Newsweek. Oh, that's not a show. I was thinking that's it's a magazine. But I was going to do the theme song to Newsweek. You know how like 60 Minutes has that classic theme song? You know it?
No. Yeah, that's not a theme song. It's a fucking ticking clock.
Anyway. Yeah, that's what they call a hot woman when she's 17 years old. A fucking ticking clock. Age of Super TV draws closer. Detroit is first in line for digital broadcasts. Digital, Carol.
Okay.
A new generation of television sets that offer sharp, bright, movie-quality pictures will begin arriving in Detroit stores by Christmas 1998.
Cool.
A year from this Christmas.
That's a long time to wait.
It is. That's about when local stations should begin broadcasting their first programs using a new technology called digital television. The biggest advance in broadcasting since color TVs debuted in the 1950s. Viewers won't have to junk the TV sets and VCRs they have now, which read a different kind of transmission signal. But after 9 years, they'll either have to buy a new one or get converters expected to cost $150. How do they know how much these fucking converters are going to cost 9 years
Yeah,
from
that's
now?
weird. And how do they know it's going to take 9 years? This whole thing seems weird. Are they reading the future? Like, what is happening?
1998, so 9 years, it'll be 2007.
Okay.
So like by 2007, all TVs are going to be dead, except these ones we're making now. All of this became possible Thursday when the Federal Communications Commission ended years of wrangling over how the nation would convert television broadcasting from so-called analog to digital signals. The 4-0 vote spells out exactly how and when stations across the country will make the transition. Major network affiliate broadcasters. And then this gets very in the weeds about broadcast affiliates and stuff like that. If you're go seek out the Detroit Free Press if you're technical minded and you want to hear about how the different affiliates are going to be doing different things. But Carol,
yes.
Digital television, so it makes the quality of the video better. What do you think?
I don't know. It makes me a little nervous because it takes long to like download digital songs and stuff, and to imagine like having the TV be digital, like how's that gonna be fast enough?
Yeah, I see where you're going. I think it's different though, right? Like,
I mean, it would have to be.
Yeah, I mean, because you download stuff to your computer, it's not like it's going to download. I think digital's maybe. So I don't think they're using the internet for the signal or anything like that, but I don't know. I think it's. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll see. I mean, if it makes the picture better, that's cool. I wouldn't say no to a clearer picture.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never downloaded any songs though.
Really? Oh, I have. It takes days.
Where do you do that at? Just on the internet? Find songs?
So the movie that we saw this week.
Yeah. What about it?
It was awesome. What'd you think?
I liked it. Good night, everybody.
We saw Chasing Amy.
There you go.
Kevin Smith movie.
We saw Kevin, no middle name, Smith's most bland director name in the world. Kevin Smith.
For such a not bland dude.
Absolutely. We saw his latest opus, Chasing Amos.
Oh my God, why? No, Chasing Amy.
Amy, yeah.
Say Amos, it sounds like anus, and now that's all I can think about.
That's what it should have been called. Chasing
Anus.
Anus. Kevin Smith, you should have named your movie Chasing Anus.
I don't think it would have quite had the same ring.
But it would have been apropos, kind of.
Oh my God.
If this was from Banky's perspective, I guess.
Right.
But anyway, so no, we saw Chasing Amy, the third film in Kevin Smith's growing catalog of movies that are all apparently connected to each other.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like they always like mention stuff that happens in other movies.
He's creating an entire universe. It reminds me very much of Stephen King, because Stephen King does the same things with his books. It also, I guess, I don't read comic books, but I think Stephen King and probably Kevin Smith, who's apparently a really big comic book fan, got the idea to do that, merge universes and like have crossover stuff and things like that from comic books, because I think comic books kind of spearheaded that thing. So kudos, but it's interesting. It's very interesting to watch a movie and hear them talk about Rick Darris, or Caitlin Bree, or Julie Dwyer, and it's like, we know all those names.
Yeah, wasn't Julie Dwyer the one that drowned in the pool or something?
She had an aneurysm.
Yeah,
and died mid-backstroke.
Because she swam herself to death.
The YMCA pool. Yeah, because of T.S. Eliot specifically. Or not T.S. Eliot, not the poet. I was going to say. T.S. Quint. Because of T.S. Quint from Mallrats.
Yeah.
Because he told her that the camera adds 10 pounds. Because of Brandy Svenning's dad, who put her on that show, Truth or Date. And by the way, they mentioned Brandy Svenning in this, too. Mm-hmm. Apparently, Banky went down on her at some point.
Yeah, that's kind of weird to think about. That doesn't seem like a coupling that would work.
Clara Furlani and Jason Lee, they were in Mallrats together. So that's the funny thing too, is like he knows. Oh, and Joey Lauren Adams was in Mallrats too. Mm-hmm. But they all know the references. Like they've been in these movies now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess we should talk about it. Obviously, we loved it. It's very limited release. It hasn't made a ton of money, but it seems like it's like so. I was worried that Kevin Smith would never make another movie again.
Why?
Because he made Clerks for himself, mm-hmm. and then distributed it. And I think like it cost something like $50,000 or something like that, or $75,000 to make that movie. And it made like $3 million or $4 million. So it made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Compared to how much it costs, because it got a distributor through Miramax. And then they were like, Universal's gonna, do your next film, and it's gonna be fucking, $3, $4, $5 million production, right? And then that was Mallrats, and then it just bombed, and it did not do well They made like $100,000 on the opening weekend or something like that. It was not good. And I was like, oh, this dude's done. But Miramax apparently gave him another shot. They made this movie for reported around $250,000. And it seems like it's doing well. But it's, limited release. They're going to open it up more and everything. But yeah, I mean, he definitely seems to have found like an audience.
Yeah.
This one, I believe, is the best one.
So far, yeah.
And
it's different.
Mallrats is still my favorite.
See, I think Clerks is really good too, though.
They're all great. They're all great in their own ways. They're very different, even though they share a universe or whatever. They're all different. Mallrats is very, I don't know. They all have very different tones. They're all very different tones, different like feels.
Yeah.
Clerks feels like purgatory. And
it feels like you're working in a convenience store. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels like that kind of just desolate life.
Yeah, and it's like it's a hangout movie, for sure. Mallrats is more of like an adventure, but it's very slapstick,
colorful, and happy.
Oh yeah, very very colorful. And then this one is more like grounded and real.
Yeah,
this is like the most real movie I think he's made, especially considering the fucking moron that is the protagonist of this film. Actually, the protagonist of this movie is Joey Lauren Adams, who is much more interesting of a character, much more relatable of a character, much more sympathetic of a character. But instead, the movie mainly focuses on Ben Affleck as a fucking moron. Holden McNeil.
So you think that he's a fucking moron?
Oh my God, we'll get into it. But yes, absolutely. He makes maybe the stupidest decision any protagonist has ever made in any movie ever. It's funny, before we get to that. So, I mentioned Quint from Mallrats. Mm-hmm. And obviously Brody, Mallrats.
Right.
That's Jason Lee's character in Mallrats. Now he's playing Banky.
That's weird.
Right.
They shouldn't recycle actors into different roles if they're going to use crossover characters in the
It
movies.
is weird that they have this shared universe thing and no one ever says, hey, you look just like this one dude. They mention the Quick Stop and but anyway. So they I don't know where I was going now.
I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
Oh yeah, so in Mallrats they had Quint and they had Brody, and in this movie they have Hooper. Those are all characters from Jaws.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he obviously loves Jaws, Kevin Smith. They do the salsa shark thing and Clerks. I believe they mentioned Jaws in Mallrats as well. And then, when Jaws pops out of the water, that's when he was going to propose.
Oh, yeah.
And now, they, like I said, they all have those names. Quint is the captain, that's Robert Shaw. And then Brody's, what's his name? The sheriff. I can't think of the actor's name off the top of my head for some reason. But you know him, Roy Scheider.
No, I don't.
And then Hooper is, you do. You've seen Jaws. And then Hooper is Richard Dreyfuss's character.
I've seen Jaws.
You've seen Draws.
I've seen some Draws.
That's the low rent version of Jaws, where someone just is drawing pictures that are scaring people.
Oh my goodness!
You say watercolors. People are like, huh, what? But you say draws. On Labor Day weekend, we've got a panic.
Oh my goodness!
That was from Jaws. Anyway.
I don't remember what was happening.
So, those three characters all have character names from the movie Jaws. And then, in this movie, Banky and Hooper, who leaves, but Alyssa Jones who apparently is sisters of Trisha Jones. The one in Mallrats who was having sex with all those dudes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they must be sisters because they're both. It's Alyssa and Trisha Jones. And she mentioned her sisters.
Okay.
But anyway, so they have a conversation where they're comparing scars from going down on girls.
That's an awesome scene.
Which is from Jaws.
Oh.
There's a scene in Jaws where the three guys are on the boat and they finally bond by showing each other their scars, how they got attacked by sharks and stuff like that and everything. And that happens. So, like, there's even one where like Hooper goes, I got that beat, I got that beat.
No, that was Alyssa.
But Hooper in Jaws says that line. And then in this movie, she says it. So it's a very clear homage. Even the background kind of looks like that bar where they're at. Framed wise, it looks like the back of the boat, the Orca that they're on.
Wow.
In Jaws. I looked, it's very similar.
Okay.
But anyway, so I just thought that was interesting. And I wondered if maybe Hooper was supposed to be in the other one with T.S. and with T.S. whose last name is Quint and Brody.
Who's Hooper?
The black guy.
Thank you.
In the movie?
I did not remember that was his name. And every time you're saying, I'm like, who the fuck is he talking about? Who's he talking about?
Hooper, the black dude.
Okay.
White Hayton Coon. That's not me doing a slur. That's the name of his comic.
Yeah. Yeah, his character is hilarious.
Yeah, the introduction of his character is one of the funniest things that maybe was ever written for the film, because they come in, Ben Affleck and Jason Lee playing Holden McNeil and Banky,
right?
And they come into him giving a speech talking about how he has good representations of black people in his comic books and not this terrible stereotypes that have been the norm throughout the years. And they start like
heckling.
Yeah, I mean, like he's like, it's horse shit, because he's talking about Star Wars, Lando Calrissian. He's a good role model. And then they go back and forth and everything, and he's talking about the movie we just watched, Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, how
it destroys Vader's black visage because it says that deep down inside, black people just want to be white.
Just ridiculous.
And Banky goes, well, isn't that true?
And then he just pulls out a gun
and shoots him.
Well, pretends to shoot. Yeah.
And everyone runs away, and it's like it's all playing to his image as this like angry black. It's so funny because he's talking about not wanting to go into stereotypes and everything and stuff, but he himself is playing a stereotype.
Oh yeah.
And then in his real life, because he is very gay.
Yeah, very, very gay.
Yeah.
When he's not pretending to be this racist, like, hater person, he's like a flaming queen. Right.
And it's very good. And the guy that plays this character, excellent.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then on the panel with him, we meet Alyssa.
Yeah, that's right.
Because the panel is supposed to be for minorities.
Yeah.
And he is a black dude, and she is a woman. But apparently, there's more to it than that. Oh, yeah. We just don't know it right away.
Idiosyncratic routine, whatever that means.
Yeah, did he even read her comic? Like,
he says he did.
That might have helped.
He says he read her comic.
Yeah, because she's she's gay.
She's a lesbian.
Mm-hmm. But he is just smitten. Like, as soon as he looks at her, like, you can see he sees nothing but her.
Mm-hmm. So, the movie is essentially their courtship.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's their friendship, and then it turns
courtship.
into that.
What was your favorite part of the movie? Because to me, there's a lot to like here.
Yeah. My favorite part? That's hard. I mean, I really like the scene where he professes his love to her. And it's
a good monologue.
Yeah. And because she buys him this painting from a diner, and he's just talking about how, like, basically he'd never need something like that to remind him of her because, you know, he loves her so much. And she just walks out, gets out of the car in the middle of a rainstorm.
Starts hitchhiking.
Yeah. And
97-pound Joey Lauren Adams.
And she basically tells him to go fuck himself because she's gay. And she's like, nothing changes for you if we're together, but...
She legitimately has to change her
whole life. Yeah. So, but then she just runs after him when he starts to leave and kisses him. And it's just such a, like, emotional, like, passionate moment.
It doesn't surprise me that that's your favorite scene.
Yeah?
Because you're so into the, you know, gooey, emotional stuff. But...
what was your favorite?
Well, I'm not sure exactly. But I will say this. Couple things. One, I think this is without a doubt Kevin Smith's best written movie.
Okay.
And I think maybe his most competently directed movie. I know he's done some film school, I think, or whatever, but I don't think he graduated. I don't think he doesn't have a ton of formal training. Mm-hmm. But even though there were some shots that I'm like, I still saw some things that I was like, yeah, that's okay. It's not super interesting visually.
Okay.
What he's doing with the camera. But there were some good shots, and I liked there was a little bit of, handheld work where it wasn't, especially that scene. That's kind of what made me think of it, the scene you're talking about, where, it's pretty like locked down when they're in the car because it's on him. And, it's sort of reverse shot because it's showing him, then it's showing her reactions, showing him and everything. But then when they get out of the car and everything, it's all like teetering, right? Could go one way or the other. And the camera kind of mimics that with the handheld aspect of it. It's not super shaky or anything like that, but there's some motion there, right? Everything's kind of feels raw, like we're just watching this play out. And there's a couple nice tracking shots in that scene too. But yeah, it's I think the most visually interesting movie that he's done. But the strength is probably, besides the dialogue, the strength is, I think, the performances. Because Ben Affleck is, he's been in a couple things. Not a lot, really, but he was in that Mallrats movie. Mm-hmm. They mentioned Shannon Hamilton. And then, because he played Shannon Hamilton.
Yeah.
They mentioned it to his face. And it's like, hey, did anyone ever tell you look exactly like this guy I'm talking about? But he's amazing. Mm-hmm. Very good in this movie. Joey Lauren Adams is a powerhouse in this film. And Jason Lee is also, great at doing his Jason Lee thing. Mm-hmm. Screaming and being funny.
Yeah, it is. It's all great acting and great writing, and I don't have much not good to say about this movie at all.
I like and Kevin Smith is this is kind of one of the things he's known for. The dialogue's very stylized, it's a very artificial. Mm-hmm. It's very not normal everyday dialogue. But it's like Mammoth, you know what I mean? Like, when I say it's artificial, that's not like a put down of it. I like it. It works with the universe that he's created and the characters that he's created. But it's an artifice. Okay. Because people don't say I should have written down the line too. But there's a line that she has right before that scene where she's talking and just the way she says things, mm-hmm. the phraseology, it's all very, just like I said, like stylized, and it's you notice that it's not naturalistic dialogue. Okay. But it works really well. It's like everybody is a Shakespearean actor or something like that. That's the way they perform things.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't quite go that far. It's not that artificial, but
well, I mean, like, you know, like in Mallrats when he's like, I love the smell of commerce in the morning. You know, what are you doing in this monolith to consumerism? And like, also, like, people don't talk like that.
yeah. But I mean, I thought that was just them being funny.
No, that's how they talk.
Okay.
That's how they, like, it's fundamental. It can be funny, but it's fundamental to these characters, all of them. That's how they speak. They all speak that way. And there are times when the dialogue is a little more naturalistic. When Ben Affleck's giving his monologue about how much he loves her, that's very natural. What he's saying is more what you would say in that scenario, naturalistically.
I don't think that was very natural because, like, at the end of it, like, when he's like, I wish I knew exactly how he said it, but, like, so, well, you know, whatever,
Yeah.
touching or whatever.
Well appreciated.
Yeah. I would never need
Yeah.
to remind me of
When he, yeah.
you know, that closing statement is clunky and not natural, and I don't think anybody would say it. It sounds like what you would write down, not what you would say.
When he gets towards the end of that speech, yeah, it gets more towards the artifice. But like I said, I don't think that's a negative.
Yeah.
I think it's a strength because it works with this world that he's created.
Yeah, I'm not saying it as a criticism. I mean, like I said, it's my favorite scene, but
Yeah.
I just wouldn't say that's the most natural either.
But I think the beginning and, you know, as he's going through it, I think is pretty... I can see somebody thinking all the, like, planning out what they want to say, you know, about how they love this person.
Yeah.
And then just, you know, vomiting it all out, basically. Because that's what he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like that, and I've noticed that more in this movie than in any of the other ones. I think, okay, so my favorite scene, I think, is in the diner scene at the end. Okay. The one where we see Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, that's a good one, too. And
I think, you know, Bob's got a monologue every movie, apparently. Where the first one's real easy, real simple. In Clerks, where he's just like, most women don't make you lasagna. They just cheat on you or whatever. You know, he's got that, like, it's very short and to the point, though. Mallrats is a little bit more in depth, I guess. He does the adventure excitement, you know, thing and all that stuff. But this one is the longest, the most personal to the character of Silent Bob, and I think the best one so far of his he speaks in the movies.
Yes, it was awesome.
And Kevin Smith's a pretty good actor, actually. Not too bad. I mean, I think he's drawing on personal experience, but yeah.
But
also, apparently, they're going to Chicago on a bus, and we stayed kind of all the way through the credits, and at the end of the credits, it says Jay and Silent Bob will return in Dogma, whatever the fuck that is.
That sounds, I mean, like, whatever they're making, I want to see it for sure.
Is it about dogs? What happened with that monkey, Suzanne?
What monkey?
That's what I want to know. At the end of Mallrats, they're walking... They do the whole thing where they're like, Brody fucking takes over the Tonight Show, and Shannon Doherty's his drummer.
Yeah.
Brenda from 90210 is his drummer. And then they show Jay and Silent Bob, and they're like, Jay, Silent Bob, Suzanne, and they've got like an orangutan or something like that. Well, that's a story for another day or whatever.
Yeah, maybe they'll tell it.
Yeah, I'd like them to. That's my point.
But, okay, so you mentioned, I know you've mentioned to me several times, that that Holden makes a pretty big mistake in this movie.
The worst scene in the movie.
I mean, there are so many mistakes, though. It's not just one. It's not just the worst one. Like, it starts in the very beginning of their relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he just assumes that she has never been with a man, even though she never said that.
He also assumes that she's straight at first, too.
Yeah, he makes a lot of assumptions.
He's an idiot. Late fee 1994 at AOL.com if you think that Holden McNeil's a moron of a character.
Right.
He's somewhat sympathetic, I guess, but I mean, he's a fucking idiot. And so, for those of you that haven't seen the movie, but I mean, watch the movie, really.
Oh, yeah, you have to watch the movie. Like, just turn this off and go find it.
This spoils everything for the movie. The
Yeah.
basic plot of the movie is they start getting together. He asks her about her past, or actually, Banky brings up about her past that she had sex with two guys at the same time when she was younger, and she had a wild past. She had sex with guys, she had sex with girls, she experimented, she didn't know what she wanted. She found what she wanted in Holden.
Right, which she says multiple times.
Yeah, and he cannot reconcile it. He's too freaked out, he's too weirded out, he thinks he's too vanilla.
Too insecure.
His ego is just fucking shattered.
Yeah.
He very insecure dude. And he comes up with the perfect solution that he and Banky, who he thinks is gay and has a crush on him because Hooper said that once. And so that's
That boy loves you in a way he's not ready to deal with.
Yeah, well, that's the only way he ever sees anything like that.
Well, yeah, because he's all into female porn, first of all. But,
right.
Okay.
And then Alyssa all have sex together. And as he's saying it, I'm like, you're a fucking moron. And a couple times she's like, don't say it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can he not hear her? Like, does he not realize that he should just hit the eject button on this fucking idea? And she's like, look, no, because that's a different part of my life that it's over with now. You're all I need, and I don't want to fucking share you. I'm pissed off you would want to share me.
Yeah.
Which also, by the way, yeah, like what the fuck? Guy's a weirdo, man. Stupidest idea ever.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get, he explains his rationale, so I mean, like, I get where he's coming from, I guess. But it was very stupid. Like,
I'll tell you what,
she says,
Banky would have seen where he was coming from if they didn't.
Right. But I mean, like, when she says to him, I was very thorough when I looked for you. Yeah. Like, that right there should just cinch it up for him.
That should be enough.
I don't understand, like, why he lets us get to him so much.
Look, Carol's had a 5-way.
I
don't
not.
care.
Don't even.
No, but I mean, if you had, like, obviously you haven't, but I would say we're fairly on the same level experience-wise before we got with each other. But that look, do you think you're more experienced than me?
No.
Oh.
Other direction there.
Anyway, so we don't need to talk about that.
No.
I wouldn't care. It wouldn't bother me. Past is past.
Right.
You know, it's I don't understand why it matters so much. That's the one thing that I don't get about this movie. That's kind of a big thing, is why it fucking matters so much.
Oh, I totally get it. Because of the kind of fucked up, insecure person he is.
Well, do you think that's from Kevin Smith? Because Kevin Smith tells that story, and that story sounds like super true. like that was really him, you know? Like he dated a girl that was like that, and that had those stories, and like the story he tells sounds like it actually happened to him in real life.
Yeah, maybe it did. I mean, I think that a lot of dudes would probably feel insecure in that situation.
I guess.
I don't know. I mean, like, I get it because, like, I in the past have been a very insecure person, so I can, like, kind of identify with that more.
I guess I'm just not that insecure.
Yeah, no, you're not.
At least in this aspect of life.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, that's just the dumbest decision ever. He makes just a series of mistakes throughout the entire movie.
Yep, just over and over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, like, I kind of want to go back really quick, though, to talk about something else before we get too far into the he's fucked up thing.
Okay.
Okay. When they're still just friends.
Yeah.
And they're just talking.
Right.
There was a thing that wronged me, and I want to know how you felt about it.
Oh, okay.
When she takes her hand.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
And makes a circle.
Right.
And takes her other hand.
When she
goes through.
When she demonstrates
And then she says it's for special occasions. What kind of fucking special occasion is that?
It's for special occasions, when you don't want to walk for the next 4 days.
Right? Like, when you want to simulate childbirth? Like, why would you do that? That looked awful. Oh.
He's like, doesn't that hurt? And she's like, yeah, but in that good way. What good way?
Right. Did somebody hurt you in the past? Like, what is wrong with you?
I mean, I assume that it happens. I assume that I don't know a lot about lesbian sex, but I assume they do that.
Ugh. I don't know. I don't like it. It scared me.
What did you think of the portrayal of gay and lesbianness in this movie? Is it a good portrayal?
Well, I'll tell you this.
They're all bisexual, right? Like, none of them are actually gay.
What?
Hooper might be gay.
What? No. Like, the girls that she hangs out with are lesbians.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
And, yeah, Hooper is gay. And then she is bisexual. And Binky maybe is bisexual.
You
so
know
I
it's
wouldn't...
Banky, right?
Binky.
Not Binky? It's not a fucking pacifier.
So, no, I wouldn't say they're all bisexual.
I meant the main characters.
But as far as the portrayal, like, the reason that I am not with women is partially because of that portrayal of lesbians. Because I'm not attracted to women like that are like that masculine. Like, I don't get that. And I think a lot of lesbian women are like that.
Yeah.
And they'll, like, ostracize, bisexuals for not being more, like, on the team. I don't know.
Do you think that bisexual women are more like the, what you would call the pretty ones or whatever?
I don't know. I mean,
feminized.
The lipstick lesbians?
Sure.
I mean, according to Banky, that doesn't exist.
Right, yeah.
But
he does the Easter Bunny Santa Claus, the friendly, nice, hot lesbian girl, and then the man-hating dyke.
Right.
And, the dyke's going to get the dollar because the others are figments of your fucking imagination. That was well delivered. That whole setup and payoff was good. I mean, obviously, a message we don't agree with here at Massive Late Fee, but a very nice scene, true to his character.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It seems like it was.
Yeah, did kind of say.
I was gonna say something that I can't.
Oh, okay.
But
messed up.
Maybe.
You're gonna swear. We don't do that on the show.
I don't know. I mean, like, I just think that Alyssa, she ends up being a bisexual anyway, so I can't really, she can't really prove the point.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a super realistic portrayal of gay people.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it's necessarily supposed to be.
Like the Meow Mix Club.
I liked that Banky was at that club. He looks and sees two girls kissing. Still confused. Sees two other girls kissing. Confused. Sees two girls talking. And he's like, oh, they're lesbians. That was very funny to me.
That was weird.
That was subtle but hilarious.
I don't know. Do places like that really exist?
What, Meow Mix?
Full of that many attractive women?
Well, were there a lot of attractive women there?
Some of them were.
Some of them looked like 1980s hockey players.
Oh.
So, to me.
Yikes.
Some were on the Edmonton Oilers. But no, I mean, there were some attractive girls, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I've heard of, like, gay clubs for guys. I haven't really heard about too many for women.
If you go down to Royal Oak and stuff like that, you'll find them. Or as we call it in the biz, Royal Joke.
Anyway.
It's one of my dad's jokes.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the episode for this week. What?
It is?
Oh, we're done? We're not done? What's up? What do you want to talk about? What else are we going to talk about with this movie? I loved it. Did you love it?
I did love it.
You should go watch it.
You should.
What else? What do you? If you have other things to say, I'm all ears. I'm out of stuff to. I'm out of glowing things to say about this movie. What? What else do you want to say?
I guess nothing.
No, you. The floor is yours. You seemed very confused that we were done already.
Well, I didn't realize because we didn't finish. Like we didn't finish.
Well, neither did they. It was all build up and no finish. Did you like the part when Bob said, I felt small when he was talking about, how the woman that Amy had so much experience and everything that he's like, it made me feel small. And then Jay kind of looks over, leans over and looks down at his lap to see his penis because he thinks that's what he's talking about. That was funny.
I didn't even really notice. That seems like something a guy would do and notice, though. No, I hated the way the movie ended.
Oh. Okay.
That they split up. That they all split up.
Yes, they all split up. 20-year friendship out the fucking door.
It just destroyed everything.
Yeah, because he's a fucking idiot.
Do you think that's realistic?
Yeah. Once you propose to fuck your friend, yeah, I can see why they wouldn't talk that much anymore.
I don't know. And I think him and Alyssa would have been amazing together, and they should have stayed together. And
maybe they'll get together. He shows her that his new book, Chasing Amy, and stuff like that, and it looks like her hair looks so much better like that too.
Yeah.
At the end, but it looks like maybe she's looking at him, and everything. She's fucking staring at him, drooling, and her girlfriend comes back and she's like, "Oh, who was that?" And she's like, "Somebody I used to know." And that's the only question she has. I would have more questions.
I mean, I guess it would depend on exactly how close they were.
Yeah, I don't know. This is the first time she's coming to a comic book convention with her. She doesn't really get it or understand. I don't think that relationship's going to last.
Yeah, so.
But will they get back together? We don't know. It's left ambiguous.
I guess that's true. I guess I can just imagine that they do, and then that makes it a little bit better.
Yeah.
But okay, now I'm okay with you ending the show.
Okay. Now that you've had your money shot of the end of the movie.
Right.
Well, you ended the show, Carol.
So
I always finish before you.
Yeah. Anyway, write us at latev1994daywell.com.
Mm-hmm.
Check out our website, www.retroleafy.com.
Oh, yeah.
And share the tapes with your friends.
All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.